Yes,
Okay,
ready.
Holly. So nice to meet you. How are
So
you?
nice to meet you too. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Natasha. I'm a
Very nice.
business and development intern at Building NeoNeo. Could you just tell me a little bit like about yourself and like NeoNeo surf in general?
Well, I'm Holly Lee,
Mm-hmm.
and I am the founder of NeoNeo Surf, which just started recently. It was really just a new project, but it stemmed from a passion that I found surfing, which was a new hobby that I learned a couple years ago. Prior to that, I have a family. I live in Amagansett, New York, and which is close to Montauk, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very much a surf community.
Yeah.
And my son surfed, and I've been exposed to that. I have a business, my
Yes.
other business, which is does production and locations for photo shoots, and so I didn't wasn't really looking to start a new business. I am busy and have a very nice kind of a seasonal business because it deals with photo shoots, which happen mostly in the summertime or in the shoulder seasons too, but not so much in the winter. But I've been doing that for 20 years, and that's going very well. But when I discovered surfing,
Mm-hmm.
it sort of took this very cliche, you know, transformative moment that I think a lot of people get. And I really fell in love with it, and I really connected to not just learning how to surf, but everything around it and how it just forced me to be like to really drop into the moment and be present and be so aware of my surroundings and aware of my of this beautiful place where I get to live,
Right.
and the ocean and its vastness and the marine life around you. It gave me a really big scope of everything from a new perspective. And maybe it was my age, maybe it's the time. It felt like I had so many opportunities in my life
Mm-hmm.
to surf, because my son surfed, like I said, and I always felt like part of that. But I never really grabbed onto it until I think I was ready. And it
Yeah.
really was like the lesson I needed to have. And I also was a very, I was pretty athletic and grew up and playing tennis, and I played tennis in college, and I was very active in that. And let, I really had to let go of tennis to
Mm-hmm.
find surfing. So that was the other
Yeah.
aspect of it, which was fun. I had it really just changed my way of thinking and what I wanted to do about what I could do to
Yeah.
help the environment.
Okay, so you talked about how like in the place you were exposed to like surfing and everything, right? Would you say like do you surf yourself? Would you say that you surf yourself?
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. Is I started to surf late.
Yeah.
I started to surf at like 52 or 53, just
Oh
like 3 years
wow.
ago, 2.5 years ago,
So would you
and
consider yourself
late.
like a pro or
No, definitely
no?
not a pro. I'm still very
Yeah.
much learning, but I really like dove in hard. I mean, once
Yeah.
I went on day one that I went here locally. I dabbled a little bit in on surf vacations, and I would do a little bit of it with the family, and I
Yeah.
thought, okay, that's surfing, but that really wasn't surfing. And then it was a good friend of mine said, you can surf here, just surf
Yeah.
with me, come with me one day. So it was another girlfriend who like sort of totally gave me the empowerment. She's twisted my arm and said, come, and it's not scary, and you can do this. And I went on that first day, and that was Memorial Day of like 2022. So it
Right.
was just not even 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And um, went that day, and that day got out of the water, caught a few waves, I think, but it was just so beautiful and so life changing, like that moment. And
Yeah.
I vowed, I was like, I'm going to do 100 days of surf every day, like starting now for summer, which I did do, but I did 50, and I did my own self-imposed surf
Yeah.
challenge, 50 days of surf, and that's how I learned, by going and practicing. So
Yeah.
I will go every day that I possibly can since that first day. I've learned so much. I have so much more to learn, and I love it. Yeah. So I
So
definitely as much as possible.
So you'd say like it's something that you do for fun, and it's something you just enjoy in your life, right?
Something I really enjoy and
Yeah.
has sort of impacted me so much so that it
Yeah.
has prompted me to do something within its, within that space. I feel like I'm now more entrenched in that space of the surf culture and the surf community, which I really got to know. That was a
Yeah.
community out here. I've lived here for 20 years, more than 20 years, and only in the last 2 years have I really gotten to know the surf community out here, which is a whole other,
Yeah.
beautiful space to get friendship and support and, build
Yeah.
connections.